Paulie Malignaggi. Of course, you already know, fight fans, that he already took the liberty of sparring with Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor, for those of you who've been sleeping under a well for the past 1 year, is UFC's top fighter and one of combat sports' most decorated and celebrated personalities. Paulie Malignaggi is a former boxer, now commentator, well-known Showtime Sports. He took the liberty to give Conor McGregor the necessary work in order to beat, excuse my French, that'll be listed and celebrated in the same sport that he is. So it makes very little sense outside of monetizing, but how much money will you really get? You're sparring. Okay, I've been in this game for 20 years. I know how much you get paid sparring. And once you've seen the kind of purses that a Paulie Malignaggi has seen, sparring money isn't money. I don't care who you're sparring with. So I've been trying to sit here and make it make sense. You take the nearly 2 decades that you fought and building a legacy and then become a sparring partner for a guy who's trying to create a demise to the sport that you are in, celebrate and love, and now get a check from commentating from. I don't find this amusing, and I cannot find his point of why is my biggest thing. So he's posting on Twitter, and I'm not into gossiping, not about the sport that I'm focusing on, working on and building and making sure that when it's all said and done, that the legacy in the sport of boxing is celebrated and respected amongst all of the elite sports in the world, which it is, because it's the #1 gladiator sport. Regardless if you're into mixed martial arts, boxing stands alone. It makes its own gratuity alone, and it stands alone. So I'm not going to go back and forth with anybody out there on that, because boxing's been standing alone for 2 centuries and monetizing for every ounce of it. So, but my biggest thing and issue is I had to get this off of my chest, and for those boxing aficionados out there that follow Master Boxing, or AKA The Real Fight Doctor, and there is no other on this level, let it be known. And that's for everybody who's never watched this channel or this page. So Paulie Malignaggi uses the excuse. Not only are you using the excuse that you wear a certain type of a headgear when you spar, but we haven't heard you talk about that headgear being the reason why you get all shined up. Now the guy that people are saying couldn't touch a boxer is shining one of the top names in boxing up in sparring. That doesn't look good. You took the risk of tainting your own cachet by doing this. You're not helping someone else. You're almost, and if this was war, we'd call this espionage. You're leaving the U.S. and helping someone on another forefront. That is espionage. And for those who don't know what espionage is, go get your university degree in Google. This is just, to me, it just stinks. His excuse was, if I didn't do it, somebody else would. Why would you still put your name on it? Because you have a lot more to be looked at and looked upon against. You're on a network now. You just retired now. So your excuse for taking this fight, or taking this sparring opportunity, was to get work so you can stay in shape and not have to make weight. It doesn't make sense, because you didn't look at the flip side of the pillow. Now every single day you're looking at getting the attention that you missed from being in the sport of boxing by fighting. But Paulie, you got to do better than that, homie. That is just weak. And I know you got to feel the backside of this backslash, or the backlash of the boxing fans that are looking at you like, regardless if this guy was going to get blown out of the water, why would you show that you're willing to jump over the other side of the fence and come to that guy's defense to help him after he's talking down on you. He just wanted to spar with you to put hands on you. Now he putting shiners on you. Listen to this, people. This is a situation of a kid who's confused, and we know Paulie Malignaggi is a very wise sports commentator and a very wise boxer and an aficionado of our sport. That would be like Teddy Atlas trying to commentate for UFC, take over the reins, and don't know anything about the sport. It wouldn't make sense, and this does not make sense. So I took the liberty to reach out to Floyd's uncle just 20 minutes ago, and I expressed my side of what I felt. What is going on? What is going on with Paulie? What do you know that I don't know? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. So I wanted to speak to my fans, my followers, the viewers, the guys who are out there who have a voice and want to say something, or who don't have much of a voice and they want to say something and get it on the record, because I pulled out one of the guys' name on Twitter. Let me get his name. And hey, maybe this is a moment for him to get some followers, because I'm about to put his name on blast. So he made a comment back to Paulie. The real Derrick Jones, that's D-E-R-E-K underscore, no, not underscore, D-E-R-E-K-J-O-N-E-S. The real Derrick Jones. This was on Twitter, so he took the liberty to respond to Paulie, and I'll read it word for word. And then, of course, you can go to Paulie Malignaggi's page, Twitter account, and you can see this because he directed it right to Paulie. Paulie's statement was, I always have used very thin and open-face headgears my whole life. It does risk more bruising for me, but that's comfortable headgear for me. At the real Derrick Jones. Why would you wear open-face headgear? Did you do that on purpose so you can get that shiner? This really looks bad. Make people believe he got you. Don't matter if people believe he got you. You got you. And this just looks ugly. Does it not look ugly to you, my fans? Because I came on a Sunday evening and made this recording, and I had better things to do. But I thought about it and I said, you know what? I need to speak to this, because this is a problem. Sometimes when you think you're doing something and it feels right, and all of a sudden you're halfway through it and you're like, I don't know if this was the right idea. I think that's where Paulie is right now. But I wanted to get my followers, my friends, those who are boxing aficionados who have looked at Paulie like, dude, what are you doing? And go down his Twitter line or wherever he is in social media and ask, was it worth it? Kind of betraying the sport of boxing. Yeah, he could have reached out and got someone else. Maybe other fighters did want to give him or get that work, or maybe they needed that check. So why did you even intercept that? If there are other guys that need the money more than you do, because you're kind of set in a job already, in a career in the sport now, you're good to go. Why would you even reach and dip? All right, so because I looked at both sides of that pillow. Next, why would you take the chance of this guy actually putting hands on you and it becoming a story? Then you're putting your own reputation. You are the guy that looked like the guy who's not even supposed to put his hands on a boxer is putting hands on a boxer. A boxer who's probably going down in the Hall of Fame, first or second ballot. Think about this. This does not look good. So no matter how you looked at the spectacle of this whole entire event, when it's all said and done, you need to look at yourself in the mirror before you make decisions sometimes. And that's all of you fighters, coaches, or whoever's out there. But in the sport of boxing, we have to totally protect our reputation and where we move going forward. Because when it's all said and done, those who are out there that are outside looking from the outside in, They don't understand the grind that goes on in this sport right here. These are individual businesses, millions of them. And they have to carry a certain cachet to be respected at certain levels of the game. The UFC is its own business. It's a corporation. That's why guys get paid so much less. Because there is a boss who feeds them like it's necessary to feed them to keep things, let's say, honest. But we all know those guys fight too hard to get what they get. Boxing's a different beast. Boxing is, you gotta be a hustler to get your money, but the money you can get. So when it's all said and done, the fact of the matter is, Paulie Malignaggi, no matter how many ways I cut this, it smells like cheese. My name is Eric A. Bradley, and I thank you guys for watching, aka the Real Fight Doctor, the voice of Master Boxing, where we break the fight world down, baby, round by round. Leave your comments down below. Let us all know, what do you think of Paulie Malignaggi going over to the other side to help the other army? Peace. Subscribe. Like the page. We are boxing. Hands up, and don't forget to duck.